Welcome back.
There we go. Now do it.
Oh, we're great. Well, hello, my Valkyries. Welcome back. As you know, I am with the lovely Fox.
Hello there, everyone.
And if you can read by the title, and some people that are on Discord, yes, we're finally doing it.
Yep, it's about time, right?
Yeah. So, first, I'm going to go into a little detail of her, since this is 10 years old. You should know most about her already.
But it was about 10 years.
It's like, okay, when it's 9 years. It'd be fine. But we start off with her, a little description. Her parents were killed at a young age. I won't say by who yet. We'll just call him Black Mask for now.
Not that Black Mass. I know everyone's thinking about it.
But she was taken in at the age of 5 by someone called Lady Nagant. Was trained and taught from Lady Nagant's ways. Then became a bounty hunter and has been hired to do odd jobs. She is now known as one of the top snipers in the world. And we will now start with what she's doing now. So we skip to this. I'm going to rip a scene off real quick. But we go to this desert looking area, deserted, with broken down buildings. And some ragtag old villains, lower tier villains, not that well known, as they have hired her to be their help for this mission of, you can't think of him right, well, looting these group of people.
Scavengers, you can say.
Yeah. Scavenge from these people that always come by here. But they've waited longer than normal. I'll say 10 minutes extra. They finally show up. I'm looking at the leader of these scavengers, saying, I'm going to target the one in the back first. I'm saying, no, target the one on the right. After arguing for about 5 minutes, she says, fine, but after I'm gunning for the one on the back, he says, okay. She gets in her position on a very tall building that's broken down. As she waits for when the countdown goes. As the leader puts up 3 fingers, counting down, finally hitting 0, she fires, hitting the one on the right dead in the head. Goes over to the one on the back, fires, misses by an inch, revealing some big guy with a minigun. She not realizing that's why they were late, because they had to wait for him. As we have this whole fight scene going on, guy with the minigun is slowly killing the men that hired her, except 2. She orders them to fall back and distract him somehow. So they, with their grenades and... Would they have an arrow? No. Like grenades and... I would say just like some flashbangs. Why not?
I also say they have one guy has an AR, one guy has a shotty, and the other one has some flashbangs or stuff. And they both have flashbangs and grenades and stuff.
So they do a ditch effort of throwing all the flashbangs around him with some frag grenades. Frag grenades going off first, making a dust cloud, then the flashbangs going off immediately after. As they shoot through, not hurting him, because they're awful shots.
Very terrible shots.
As Sinon sees this chance and fires one, fires another right after. Missing the first one to get a gauge of where he is. The second one hitting him right in his, we'll say it hits him in the heart, killing him. As she walks down to the remaining survivors, collects her cash, and starts walking off. Also, she did this in America. She's going back to Japan now, so she's on her flight there. She gets a call from this unknown number. So she answered it, saying, "Hello, what do you need?" As Nezu is the one talking, it says, "Is this the untraceable sniper?" As she just responds with, "What if it is?" Nezu asking, "I have a job for you." Sheena saying, "What does the principal of UA want with me? And what kind of job are we talking about?" Nezu simply just replying with, "We know the one that killed your parents, and he's here. I'm offering you a job to kill him in exchange for the right price." Ashina and me is like, "I'll be there." As she just gives him a price number, as just agreeing. As they find out a way to do it, they're going to do it during a meeting. As she would be dropped off in Japan, going to this thing, it's giant tower. I would say about 250 meters out from UA. She has a clear view of Nez's office. As she's dropped an earpiece from this drone Nezu created. So Nezu can talk to her and give her the signal. As all the pro heroes are coming in, Aizawa being next to Nezu, Snipe being at the opposite of Nezu in the dead center, a little bit to the left, as they're having this meeting about a hero kill, we'll say. After about 2 hours when everyone's relaxed, as Nezu finally pops the question about this masked fellow, finally revealing his name to be Deathgun. As Nezu puts up his little paw, hand, whatever he has, and pulls it down quickly. All you can hear in the distance is a sniper being fired. Next thing you know, the window of Nezu's office is broken, and Snipe has been shot dead in the head, killing him.
With a nice little watermelon-sized crater on the other end.
Yep. Another dust cloud around Snipe's body, disappearing. Pro heroes see it. Every pro's freaking out except Nezu. And Aizawa, because Aizawa knows when that gun sound is.
Mm-hmm.
And Aizawa just looks at Nezu, saying, "You have some explaining to do."
As Nezu simply says, "What? I found information that our friend Snipe was working with Def Gun."
As I just looks at him. So you hired her?
I mean, she'll work for a discount if it's against DefCon.
Does you sometimes I question you?
You're not the only one who questions me.
Figures. As I would just say, so did you pay her or is she coming in here?
She should be receiving her payment in 3, 2, 1.
As Shion would then get something dropped in front of her, which is just a bag of cash.
Total up around to, I'll say, almost 1,000,000 yen. Because Nezu gave her extra for a quick, clean kill.
Mm-hmm. As I just looks at Nezu saying, you played more with her, haven't you?
I always have more planned with her.
As I always just starts to leave. He's like, oh, tell me what you come to a bargain with her with. I'm gonna take a nap.
As Nezu simply says, alright. Might miss out on the fun, though.
And then I was just like, I don't want to be in the fun.
You sure? Because Endeavor was the one who hired her to scare you.
Heather stops for a minute. Let's stick at that. Maybe I'll listen.
As you can continue.
I was gonna say, as I just looks at her, so is she coming in the office, or are we just talking to her through some cellular device?
I've been talking to her throughout the meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Why didn't I notice?
Because you're blind.
Okay, it's not my fault my car gives me dry eye.
I mean, it is not your fault, but at the same time, you can make that not your fault.
Just continue talking. I'll sit here. The other pro heroes are out of the office by now. They're freaking out. Yeah, doing patrols around the school now. And this is before the 10 months, by the way. Deviko has all detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Shion just asked through communications, so, you need anything else, Nezu? Nezu then replying with, actually, yes. We want you to protect our heroes or a certain class.
Who is taught by a certain teacher that always somehow puts them in danger. Way too much than they should as first years.
Shion saying, so, you want me to protect your top class, I'm guessing?
1A, yes.
Okay, but you're gonna have to. There's 2 things you're gonna have to do for me. First one, they will not know about me. Well, the teacher can, because we all know who the teacher is.
Mm-hmm.
Second, when I see fit, I fire on my own accord. You can also give me a signal with just your hand, and I'll fire. Or just yell out. And the other agreements, how much you paying me for this?
Will you be worrying for 5,000,000 yen?
How long am I guarding for?
Just the first year.
That's fair enough. Alright, deal.
We'll be starting in about 10 months or so.
Yep. Can't believe I'm gonna be babysitting. Well, Just trying things doesn't hurt.
As Nessie also says, like, and if you're lucky, if Eraser expels this class again, I'll still pay you.
I'm okay with this. Sheena's just sitting on the building and just ask Nether, so, I'm guessing you already have a hidden house for me, don't you?
I'm pretty sure you already have one nearby. After all, it's in the woods, right by the lake, surrounded by a whole bunch of mines.
You catch on quick.
I mean, how else would I to find out what your contact info was?
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't underestimate a rat.
Even though I let you in the house.
No one did actually. I just used my drum, the one I used to hand you your earpiece.
Fair enough. Well, you can inform Aizawa. I know he's sitting there.
He's been listening the entire time.
Oh, good. I don't have to explain to him. Oh, you can also tell him this. I'll send him a video of me scaring the hell out of Endeavor for he can laugh at.
And thank God Midnight hired you to do that.
Oh, yeah. Midnight was not happy.
No, she was not, and I didn't hear the end of it.
Blame Endeavor.
Mm-hmm.
The one I have been very tempted to shoot in the head for many times now.
You're not the only one.
Well, I'll be waiting. And I might during there, I know you have an exercise for them. I may do a little exercise of my own during it.
No problem. Just take whatever you need to see fit.
Gladly. I'll see you in 10 months.
See you in 10 months. Sinon.
Nazu.
And
Call.
the call ends right there.
Call would end. Her during the 10 months just doing random jobs. Small ones. So once the 10 months ends, we get to the entry exam. Goes as canon. Nothing changes. Except it's going to be make Ida a little bit more heroic in this one. Ida would save Uraka, getting a higher score.
And because in this one, All Might hasn't gave One for All out yet.
Mm-hmm.
He takes an interest in Ida.
Yep. And Ida's brother is not crippled in this one. We're gonna say, or well, he wasn't paralyzed because Shinon saved him.
Because the Tenya family hired her to keep an eye on Tenya.
Mm-hmm. And giving Stain a last when Stain fought him or Brain Gubber, forgot his name. Ingenium
or Tenya.
Yeah. Stain was left with a scar.
Ida's first name. I kind of just call their names by whatever they're recognized by.
Okay.
Like Ida's Ida and his brother is Tenya.
Yeah, but Tenya was saved. And Stain now has a scar on his, I would say it's his leg. So now we get into the first day of UA. So we get them all going to class. Ida's getting one for all in this during the 2 weeks. Ida was given a night's quirk, explained everything, and trained to use it. He can use about, I would say, because the Tenya family's built 30, 35%.
We can say that.
Tenya does not, or he does not have access to Black Whip yet. It's later down the line.
He has access to everything else but Black Whip. He has access to most of the powerful stuff, just not Black Whip.
No. He doesn't have access. I think he would have access to Danger Sense right now. That's
Honestly,
it.
like Danger Sense and Full Cowling. That's it.
Yeah, that's really all he has. And so we get to first day. Ida being a little not as a stick up his rear this time. It's actually chill, but still gets annoyed at Bakugo.
But instead of just yelling at him, he just says, "Would you mind to put your feet down, please?"
And Bakugo not listening. I feel like it's up noticing. It says for like all you brats, shut up. Introduce yourselves. I'm taking another nap. So they introduce themselves thinking we have a weird teacher that likes being a caterpillar. As we go on more and more, they finally introduce themselves with Ida saying his quirk was his one in canon. And I think he would describe it as superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to the ball test. Or the quirk, the quirk assessment test. That's how you say it.
Yep, the quirk assessment with Ida going up first since he was placed, I'll say first, barely ahead of Bakugo.
Yeah, about like 2 points because he saved Jiraka.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of Ida's cannon score, Ida would throw the ball up and use all for one throughout his body since he's no. Yeah, that one for all. Because Ida's smarter than in this one. So he knows how to channel through his entire body. So he would just throw the ball up with his hand and channel it throughout his body, jumping up and kicking the ball with 35% of all for one.
One for all.
Or one for all. Sorry, one for all, one for all, one for all.
Yeah, they're so close to similar.
Yeah. As the ball would get sent, I would say, let's go with 1,100 meters.
Bakugo seeing this gets pissed off, saying that's not like your quirk.
As he would just look at him. It is. My quirk is, well, his canon one, I can't think it's engines, and superhuman, which buffs my physical strength. So it is. Him trying to run at you, getting caught by
I would say he says this like my quirk is engines. I can manipulate my engines. I found out a way to manipulate my engines to enhance certain physical abilities.
Yeah. So it catches Bakugo and says, Bakugo, it's your turn. Since Bakugo didn't have a test dummy cannon deku, his explosion's gonna be a little bit bigger. So instead of getting his cannon score of like 700, he's gonna get 500 and 400. 540. There we go.
That's
brain don't want to work. But that in the Western go to canon. Ida getting first and speed test being a lot faster. His side to sides, I would think he would get second.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, because Mineta gets first in that one, I think he can.
Side to side, Mineta does get first.
Yeah. And the grip test, I would say third.
Yeah, we can say.
Soji has all his arms get first, and then I'm sure Kirishima could do number 2. I'm gonna buff Kirishima a little bit.
Our little rock shark board is our little buff.
He's a little buff. So we get to the next day. They put the dorms in early because, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Nezu hiring Sinon, he has to be keep them on campus, so they did the dorm system early, as before even. Yeah. And this next day comes out, they did the dorm competition. And now they're back in class. All Might burst through the door, saying his usual spiel. As just
well, not his usual spiel, our version of his usual spiel.
Yeah, so isn't it the subversion?
Yeah, that's he comes in he runs through the door like a normal hero.
Yeah, that's the subversion. As Ida's just looking at him like, oh no. Because Ida in this one can joke around a little bit. But he's just like, that's not normal.
As Ida just says, at least he's trying.
Yeah. And All explains the hero versus villains, gets them in their costumes, or hero suits.
Whatever and they want to call it.
They meet him at the training ground. And then team are gonna be, we're gonna switch Ida off Baku's team and say Uraraka's gonna be on Baku's team instead. And then it's Ida. Yeah, then it's Ida and who was with? Goddamn it. Deku's not there, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna say Sue.
That could work.
Yeah, because I think that'd make a good team.
It would.
So they get going. As I was watching, because he has to be there because Shinon's there.
Mm-hmm.
And Ozawa has a earpiece that's not noticeable.
It's tied to his scarf, you can say.
Yeah, it's like in his scarf. So, and he can hear through it pretty easy because things tied around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally get to where they started, and they set the bomb up at top floor. Baku not listening, just wanting to fight Ida to prove he's stronger. They would go, as Ida would say, Sue, since her quirk, get an S on her quirk, and climb up the walls. Because I think Sue can climb up walls from right.
Yep, because she is entirely like a frog.
Yeah. So she climbs up the wall to where Uraraka is, goes in there, starts fighting her. As Baku finally finds Ida, when they're about to attack, Sinon wants to put a little twist on it. So Sinon will pull out a bow with a special arrow. Firing this arrow, hitting the floor between both Ida and Baku, as they both just look at this arrow, wondering what it is, as it just starts glowing brighter, exploding, making the two fly back into a wall. As I would just be like, oh no.
As I'll connecting to Shinon's earpiece, saying, "What are you doing?"
Shinon just says, I'm making it more fun.
Just don't try to kill them.
I won't. As she fires 5 more arrows.
As Azawa says over the speaker, saying, "If you all can avoid these arrows, provided by our automated defense system, I'll give you a passing grade."
And Ida's like, oh, that should be simple. It has all Ida sees through the holes, like 20 arrows being shot. He's like, maybe not. As Ida starts running to where the bomb is, past Baku getting hit by every single one of these arrows, because when Ida was running, Ida used Baku as a body shield. Just for him to take all of those arrows. So Baku's knocked the hell out.
Knock the fuck out!
Like, he looks high. he's on the like that the good stuff, and he's like, I feel like I just been reborn again, knocked out. Like he's like he just witnessed the whole new self of him. So he finally like just drops him. He's like, well, saves me the fight.
Mm-hmm.
He runs up the bomb area. Sees Sue struggling in bed against Uraraka. Ida jumps Uraraka, hitting her in the stomach, and touches the bomb. Looking at, and he looks at Sue, with a thumbs up saying, good job, Sue. You did great. As that would end, All Might just looks at us all. Were those really auto defense systems? As I was just like, yes, they were.
It's an experimental one Nezu's been trying to test out. All Might legit. All Might just said seems legit.
Yeah. Ida and Sue pass. As the rest go to Canon since they don't have as many as in Canon, Sue would go twice. Yeah. So they would all go back to the classroom. Bakugo would take the recovery girl because he got the dirty treatment.
And I'll give him an F for not avoiding the arrows.
Mm-hmm. As they all go back to class, Azawa starts teaching. And after a while, midnight would come, choosing their hero names early just to get them in.
As well to tease Aizawa.
Mm-hmm. And also to show a video to Aizawa of Endeavor crying on the floor. And to see his bullets all around him that have been traced his body.
And then an arrow of a message saying you're a dick.
Yep. Aizawa just chuckling. And it just says, remind me to thank her later.
As Sinon pipes up to the intercom to her headset saying, I can hear you.
And he's like, oh, right. Well, thanks.
It's always a pleasure.
As they go through, like, getting their hair named, all they go to Canon. Bakugo actually getting his canon named Dynamite this time, instead of being Lord Explosion Murder. Or Loud Explosion, or whatever they wanted.
Lord Explosion Murder.
Yeah. So, we skip about a week. As Aizawa says, well, pay attention, brats. We have the USJ tomorrow. Then popping up like the studios comment. As I was just like saying,
do you mean Universal Studio Japan?
As I was saying, no. The unforeseen
simulation.
Yeah, that. Brain does not want to work with me today.
Brain no worky.
Yeah, unforeseen simulation joint. With them all being like, oh man.
But we wanted to go.
They're saying, shut up. You're free to go. Better be ready by tomorrow. You can wear your PE uniform or your hero costume. Do whatever.
I don't care.
And he just walks out. Next day comes around. Shinon's been following them by bus. They're all in their PE outfits. Shinon's literally on a roof, just following them, and occasionally, when that sight moves, she finally gets to an area where she can see all of the USJ. This USJ particularly does not have a roof.
It's open-aired.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a simulation that Nezzy wanted to try out, a tornado one.
Mm-hmm. So everything's open at the top. There's no roof. It's like what you know what it looks like.
Yep, and there is a giant wind generator in the middle, though.
Yeah. So
a tornado.
Yeah. The doors would randomly close when they go in. And they just rug it off as I was like, speak quietly. Shinon, get ready if something happens. Shinon saying, been ready. As they do the 13 thing with you're like a fangirling over 13. As a portal opens in front of its usual spot a little bit, like a few inches in front of middle.
Yeah.
Kirishima doing his usual spiel. Cool, you even have fake villains here.
Was it Denki that did it, though?
No, it was Kirishima.
Oh.
If it wasn't Kirishima, then it was Denki. We can just either one. I think it was Kirishima.
We'll just say it's both of them.
Yeah, we'll say they twin and just say it at the same time. I'm pretty sure it's Kirishima. You can correct us in the comments if we're wrong.
If it's not, don't flame us. We're gonna say it's both, just in case.
Yep.
Plus, it'll be funny.
Best you go say if I was right if it was Kirishima, and he was right if it was Denki.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. When we get to it, all the villains just come pouring out. Aizawa rushing down, saying 13, protect the cans as usual. Aizawa doing good. Ida could not run out of the door because it was blocked by something. Because the villains pre-planned it better this time.
Because they have someone else working with them.
Mm-hmm. And in the center, there is someone next to Shigaraki in a full black outfit. She not knowing who this is.
Red glowing eyes.
Yeah, she not knowing who this is because tells Aizawa Death Gun is next to that crusty boy.
Aizawa simply just says under his breath, so Nezu was right.
I can take the shot.
If you feel like he won't notice, take it.
He won't. I've been doing this for years. Chinam loads a special bullet into her caliber, which has been an experimental bullet with her, which a bullet that cannot be seen, but is high explosive. As Aizawa is just fighting whenever Death Gun starts aiming at him. Death Gun, not even noticing the bullet was already fired by Shinon, gets hit in the leg. Death Gun's leg being blown the hell off.
Completely. No signs of it left.
Mm-hmm. Shigaraki tries to stop the bleeding but can't. Death Gun just tries to ignore it. Keyword, tries. As Aizawa says he's not dead, Shen is saying, just wait. As all you can hear is like a ticking noise. Because the bullet stopped in his other leg's bone. Now all Aizawa hears is ticking him, and he's like, you didn't. Shen's just like, I did.
As just like with Snipe's body, the Death Gun's body starts disintegrating into this type of dust.
Mm-hmm. As Aizawa's taking out most of the villains now. Shigaraki saying to Kirigiri, bring out the Nomu. 2 Nomus get popped out in this one. As I was like, what are those things?
Do not respond. Whatever they are, they're bad news.
Mm-hmm. As in canon, Aizawa gets pummeled. I hate doing it to him. hate pummeling Aizawa. Feel
Yeah.
bad for him.
We always pummel him though.
Yeah, but he's a good teacher.
He is. That's why it makes it essential to him to be a good teacher, for him to take the fall for his students.
You know, as he forcefully lifts up, as I said, Aizawa just looks and just says now. As students are confused as hell what he means. That's all you hear is bullets being fired, killing the Nomu holding Aizawa. Aizawa still has the strength to stand, but he moves back towards the students.
He barely has the strength though.
Yeah. As Shion just says through Aizawa's earpiece, I'm killing them. And I'm killing the villains that you left standing. Aizawa's like, just says, like, you do that. I'm gonna sit here. And the Nobu tried to rush at Aizawa, the other one, just to get shot in the head. Shiraki's like, confused as hell what's going on.
One of the villains put together with how they can't see where the shots are coming from, and they know the sniper says, "Oh shit, it's her."
As the other villains that are just around Shiraki are just dropping like flies. Kirigiri saying, get me out of here. Before he says that, he gets shot in toe.
But since his choreography doesn't affect it much.
Yeah, because as Shion just says, this is a reminder that I'm going to come for you. And Shigaraki leaves as Shinon finishes just unloading Hail Mary bullets upon every single villain.
And one of her bullets scratches Shigaraki's ear.
Yeah, as he leaves. Shigaraki can carry a gun. No one's dead. She kills the last villain that was standing in front of Aizawa trying to hold Aizawa. No. He was holding Aizawa hostage with his body behind, his head poking out. All Aizawa hears is through his headpiece. Do you trust me? Aizawa just mumbles. I don't have a choice, do I?
In this situation, I have to.
Yeah. And she just says, fair point. Just fires a normal shell, hitting the villain dead in his teeth, blowing his lower jaw off and his neck.
And the recoil sending Aizawa up in the air when he uses the shockwave afterblast of the shot sends Aizawa flying.
To be caught by... We're gonna say... Yeah, he'd be caught by Ida.
As Aizawa says, as he's getting helped, I was like, why didn't you follow my instructions?
Yeah, just saying. You can't leave, you, sir.
Yes, Aizawa was simply saying, well, I'm glad you didn't.
As Nezu would be informed of the situation by Shinon. As Nezu would just send the heroes over now to clean up the mess and to help out the injured.
AKA Aizawa.
Yeah, thanks to Shinon, there's a lot less injuries.
The only one who got injured was Aizawa.
Which he gets healed up, all good and is new.
At least as good as can be.
Yeah, as the other heroes are like, the students are questioning who the heck just saved them all. I'm not knowing and confused. Ida knowing there's only one person that has that good of aim and is able to do this.
This has to say nothing, just because he knows if he says something, her job will be exposed, and she can't really make money off of this.
And Ida's kind of reason for being a hero is for like, so he can help his brother, but also show to Sinon that all heroes that she kills are not fake. And this being
and to repay a debt he owes Shinnok for saving his brother.
Yeah, the repay that becoming a true hero, not straying from the path.
Mm-hmm.
She will help. Well, he will help her and keep her secret safe, and help citizens as well to make sure that what happened to her doesn't happen again. So as everything gets cleaned up, as usual, we get to oh yeah, there, the sports festival.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to during the race, Ida gets first because his engine speed is a lot faster. That boy got like nitrous on his legs.
You can create a new move with one fall called nitrous.
Which is zooms him. He can become like a Flash, but a lot slower.
I would say he's more like Barry Allen at the start of the series.
Yeah. He can only do it for like a limited time though.
Yep.
So he gets first in that. The others, as usual.
Like normal.
And the cavalry battle. It's just unfair. With it being Ida, Jiro, Shinzo, because Shinzo takes the place of Deku. And Su. As time would go, Ida's team will literally just bullying people.
Well, not really. He's stopping other teams from bullying the little teams.
Yeah. I say I bully because his kicks generate more air pressure now. So
he basically makes his own version of Deku's shoot style.
Yeah. I think he would call it like whirlwind.
Yeah.
Just make it different. So we get to the 1v1s.
Everyone's favorite.
Someone's about to get the dirty treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fights go to Cannon, but Ida, instead of him losing, he's winning this time. He's a lot smarter.
Mm-hmm.
We get to a fight where everyone's wondering Ida versus Todoroki. As Ida would actually give the Talk No Jutsu Todoroki, making him use his fire side, but Ida's winning. But Tinya's watching this. He's watching the sports festival. But as Ida's finishing off Todoroki, before he even starts, he says, "Sorry, brother, but I'm now gonna have to borrow your move." Which is him going at faster rates of getting Barry Allen, hitting Todoroki multiple times with his legs, eventually knocking Todoroki out.
He activates Nitrous, and then right when hit Nitrous at full capacity, he activates Recipio Burst.
Todoroki's like, as he's being that, he just says thank you to Ida.
And then suddenly gets flown out the ring.
And now we get to the Bakugo and Ida fight.
The fight everyone's waiting for.
Everyone's been waiting for a bully fight.
The good one, who actually teaches everyone how to use their quirks, and then Bakugo.
So as they get to the ring, Bakugo's talking all this stuff. Yeah, I would say the class knows about how Ida's brother was saved by someone. As Bakugo pulls the bad card. The do not push button.
As he says, you gotta be something pretty bad if you have your brother has to be saying something by some unknown person.
And Baku adding on to that, saying he should have just died like the rest.
I'm pretty sure no one would have missed him. After all, his quirk, engine in his arms, that seems pretty useless if you ask me.
As the do not push button had been pushed. In an instant, nitrous was activated. He went to 40 and just basically, everyone watches Naruto. Basically, Uzumaki Mirage, Ida version, but a lot more oomph behind it.
Ida, but powerful.
Yeah, he basically ping-ponged him like a tennis ball in the air and launched him into the ground. And just kept stomping on this man. Like, Ida probably broke 3 ribs.
He
His
broke
nose.
He broke his left arm.
And left arm.
He destroyed his gauntlet.
Yep.
Because for whatever reason, Midnight decided it was okay for Baku to use his gauntlet.
Yep. And Bakugo can't move. He's like a rag doll.
And he's refusing to give up too. As Ida said, just give up! You can't fight anymore.
Ida just like, I'm done with this, and just kicks him out the ring. Ida winning the Sports Festival.
As Jenny Singo says, so you've defended my honor.
Mm-hmm.
That's my brother for you.
Mm-hmm. As they get their medals, as goes canon. Which I believe next is the internships.
Yep, of course.
Everyone goes to their... Actually, no. Everyone goes to their canon interns except Ida. He goes to his brothers. And they take the route of the patrol that Native did. And as they're doing their patrols, they come across an old familiar face.
Or we can do like this. This is where we cut to Sinon.
Oh, yeah. No, we cut the Sinon here. Just watching over Ida. Because she realizes that something's gonna happen. And when she's paid to do 2 jobs at once, she's gonna do both at the same time somehow. Mm-hmm. Her knowing that Ida was gonna go with Tenya, she watched them both.
And then while she's walking, she sees Stain just try to sneak up on them.
And as the two would turn around, all they hear is a bullet fired. The blade that was about to hit Tenya's neck is blown to smithereens.
As Stain simply shouts out saying, "Not again!"
As Tenya's like, oh, well, I guess I owe them twice now.
As Ida says, like, you're not the only one.
As Ida's like, I'm guessing she's not done, as they just hear another bullet fired. This one hitting Stain on the chest, making him just drop.
As he's bleeding out, asking the heroes for help.
As Ida and Tenya just look at each other like,
let's not get in her way.
As they just hear another bullet fired and sees Stain's head just explode.
As Ida simply says, like, note to self, don't piss her off.
As Shion is now behind them, because there's no cameras in this area, and saying, yeah, don't piss me off.
I forgot, she can listen to us on the cameras.
As she just says, as they realize when they turn around, the cameras are destroyed. And they're like, Tenya's like, wait a minute. he looks up to see Sinon staring at him and Ida. As Tenny's like, so we finally meet.
And Ida's, if we're gonna do that ship, Ida slightly blushes.
As Shinon's like, yeah, we finally meet the person I was hired to save and protect. As Tinya's like, just says, you're less short than I thought you'd be. Shion is looking annoyed, pulls out a pistol and shoots it between his feet. Tinya getting the message is like, okay, I get it. As Tinya's like, so, how am I gonna repay you for this? Shion is looking at him like, I don't need you to repay me.
Your family's already paying me enough.
Yep. As Tinya just looks at you and looks back. And how about this? Me and my brother take you out for tea sometime. For food. As Shannon's like, just looks. I guess that's fine.
Ida, even though he's trying to hide it, secretly smiles.
Mm-hmm. As the interns would end, everyone go back to their dorms. And that's probably where we're going to end this episode.
Right about 3 minutes before an hour.
Nice. Well, this is Laz.
This has been Fox.
And I hope you have enjoyed. We will see you in the next one.
Peace out.